All right, welcome. Hello, dog lovers. I hope you're doing well. My name is Sarah. I'm a dog trainer, also coach dog owners. Welcome to my basement. In this live video, me and Annie are going to teach you the basic obedience command of stay, but we're going to kick it up a notch. We're going to go to the next level, intermediate level. So you have an idea of how training works, first of all. Second of all, what you can expect when you train your dog. Third, you're going to learn a little bit about my method of dog training, which is using with play and praise. And you're going to learn how to reward your dog using play and praise without the use of aversive tools and methods. We're going to work on relationship-based dog training, and I'm going to teach you the mechanical and technical part of the stay command, and you're going to have a good idea of what you're supposed to do with your dog when it comes to training and what you can expect from your dog eventually in the long term. So welcome. Thank you for being here. And I'm just going to start by introducing myself, giving a little bit of a chance for everybody to come in. Yes, I might be in and out. So we have Eric, we have John, the Beagle Dad. He's here. We have Eric. Eric says internet here in VT. I'm not sure where VT is. I'm guessing Vietnam is a rural at best. I might be in and out. The Beagles is asleep. The pit mix is asleep, but also she's looking at me. Great. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We're going to start the lesson right away. And I want to start first kind of explaining what you can expect from this live session and also what we can do that to improve our dog's behavior and how do we achieve the goals that we want for our dogs, with our dogs, right? So when it comes to dog training, we have to understand that there are certain things that we have to do and certain things that we shouldn't do. Stay command is a command that you have to teach your dog. When it comes to obedience and dog training, you have to consider obedience not as a form of I'm going to command you to do this because I'm a dictator, I'm a human being and you're a dog, you have to listen to me. It's not that. The reason we're teaching commands and we're teaching these cues, these obedience commands to our dogs is we want to create that communication. Unfortunately, dogs and humans, we can't talk just like this. They don't understand us when we talk. Although we assume some dogs, they understand what we are saying. But most of them, what happens is they tend to guess what we are saying. They're not clear in what we are saying. They're just they're just trying to figure out what we are saying. So to clarify this communication that we have between us and the dog, humans created these obedience commands. And obedience commands is you teach few cues to your dogs. Hopefully you can manage and control your dog in a way that the dog understands and you have a better chance of teaching and training your dog. By the way, if you have any questions, feel free to ask your questions in the chat area. I will be monitoring the chat area, and I have a mediator as well who's mediating the live session as well. So go ahead and ask your question if there are any questions. I'll be checking the chat area as we go along. So when it comes to obedience, we have to understand, we have to teach our dog, because otherwise we can't communicate, right? So the good thing about dogs is that they are willing to learn. They're they're very connected to humans. Uh, Many dog owners have this understanding that my dog doesn't understand me, doesn't care about me, doesn't listen to me, and all that. But the problem is that if you don't do certain things that improves the relationship, of course you're going to have a foreigner, an alien, a stranger in your house. But if you do everything properly, if you do your part, your dog is going to try to communicate to you and connect with you in a deeper level. Dogs have been bred and designed by humans for humans, and the reason we breed them is to have a good, easy relationship with our dogs. So we have to take advantage of that and teach our dogs um, everything that we can, and also help them to be able to communicate back to us. So the command of stay. Now, I want to warn you, the level that I'm teaching today is a next level. What I mean by next level is that the level one is basic obedience. So quickly, let me explain what I mean by that is when you teach obedience, when you start training your dog, let's say you have a puppy, you go through puppy training lessons. Um, it's categorized in one or two or three sections that you go and teach your puppy. And then you get to obedience level, which is basic obedience, and then intermediate level, and then advanced level. So today I want to showcase to you the intermediate level. The reason I want to showcase to you intermediate level because many dog owners are stuck in the basic obedience level. What I mean by that is many dog owners, they say, my dog sometimes listens to me. My dogs, maybe they listen to me when there is this situation, but not in that situation. My dog listens inside, but doesn't listen to me outside. My dog listens to me when I have treats at home, but doesn't listen to me when I'm outside and there are dogs around. So the reason that happens is because most of you probably haven't passed the graduation level of basic obedience. You've done maybe basics, or maybe you haven't even done basics. Let's say you haven't even done the basics level and you haven't graduated to the next level. So I want to help you to see, visualize the next level so you can start passing through this challenge of um, my dog not listening to me, and how do I control this, how do I manage this, and all that. So you have an idea of if you go to the next level, this is what's going to happen. And I have a great partner with me. Annie is here with me. She's going to help me to demonstrate this lesson, and I'm hoping that she's not going to cooperate well with me, even though she's trained. But I want to see her not cooperate with me well, because I want her to make mistakes and not listen to me as perfectly as she does all the time. So you can see how I manage and control that. Okay, so that's that, right? Everything is sounding great so far. Everything is looking good. Give me a like if you're enjoying this session, if you're benefiting from this session, and if you're looking forward to get the lesson for today. Thank you very much. Give me a like, and let's continue. So as I said, the first part is puppy training, second part is basic obedience, and then intermediate level. So Annie is in intermediate level today. So we've done puppy training many years ago. We've done the basic obedience, and now we're going to do intermediate level. Now, many of you have this issue that you're saying, my dog only responds to treats. And today, some part of it, I want to help you to also understand that A dog who's motivated by treats, the main reason it's motivated by treats is because the human, the dog owner, has forced the dog to respond and uh, be motivated by treat. It's the human who makes that choice for the dog. Dogs naturally are not, believe it or not, food motivated. They're motivated by passion, um, internal fumes that they have inside, and the love and the passion for life and humans. They're motivated mainly with those. It's the human that forces and uses treats too much or completely, and makes the dog to depend on treats and makes you to start depending on treats to get results. So what you want to do starting today, start changing your mindset when it comes to training your dog. Change your mindset about how am I supposed to reward my dog. You don't want to reward your dog only with treats. I'm not saying cut down treats. Preferably, if it's possible, start cutting down treats as a reward from your mindset. Don't think as treats as the reward for training. If you start setting up that in your mind, I think is the first step. Second step is to understand that your dog values you more than you think. You know, if you have a dog who doesn't listen to you all the time, it's not that your dog is not connected to you. Uh, yeah, in a way it is, but it's not that it's not trying to connect with you. It's trying to connect with you, but you're using the wrong tools and methods and ideas to connect with you, with your dog. So therefore, what you want to do is start connecting in a deeper level with your dog. So what I mean by deeper level is start implementing uh, play and praise in your daily activities with your dog. Now, I have one of Annie's favorite toys. Um, she has many, well, not many, few toys that she likes, and this is one of her favorites, um, stuffed toy, and we're going to use this today as a reward. And I start, I have implemented play and praise in my daily activities when I'm active with Annie. So she how do you say? She sees me as the reward. Do you see what I'm saying? She looks at me as the bigger picture of reward. She doesn't see this as reward. She sees the interaction, the love, and the joy, and the happiness, and the connection that I have with my dog as reward. And that's what you want to start building up, building that connection with your dog, right? And I want to say that, it's not that you're taking away joy and happiness when you're not giving your dog treats. It's not that. Treats and food has a time and a place that you can give, but understand that when you take away treats and food, you're not going to break your dog's soul. You're not going to break your dog's heart. The relationship is not going to fall apart if you start implementing this new idea in your head that I'm going to be using me and my activities and interactions with my dog as a reward. Now, as I said, this is her favorite toy, but this doesn't mean that she loves this more than she loves me. She loves this because this is the bridge that connects me to her. This is our connection. This is the way we connect. So if you use a toy, is the toy shouldn't be the most important thing. Should be most You should be the most important thing for your dog, and your toy should be the one that is connecting to you to your dog. So the other thing that I want to mention is Because I am providing my dog's needs, therefore you can see that I have a good, well-behaved dog in a way. And the reason she is nice and relaxed now, and I'm gonna turn her on in a moment, she's off at the moment, is because I focus on providing her daily needs, which are exercise, training, socialization, care, and affection. So I have already exercised her. I've done some training with her a little bit because we were anticipating this live session, so I didn't overtrain her. So I'm going to train her a little bit more now. We've done socialization. She had her breakfast, which is care, and I've shared affection with her too. So she's done for the first part of the day. We're at 11 o'clock in the morning, my time. So for us, is morning. So the first part of the day has been already accomplished, but not completely because I'm still going to train her a little bit. So that's another thing that you want to focus on. Now let's start teaching and working on stay command. Stay command. If you train your dog, what happens is you can ask your dog to stay. Stay means pause, stop moving, don't do anything physical. It's a good command to teach your dog because you can stop your dog from moving and doing any action or motion or activity. Pauses the dog right there. So you want to teach your dog this stay command. Now, in the puppy and basic obedience level, the way you teach it is very simple. So me and Annie are going to uh, demonstrate it now. So I'm going to turn her on. Annie, let's go. Come on, Annie John. Good girl. So this is the basic level. Basic level, or puppy level, or very basic. You lure the dog. Annie, over here, sit. You lure the dog, and as soon as they sit, you reward the dog. Good girl. And then you say stay, and the dog stays for 5 seconds. You reward the dog, right, with a toy or a play or things like that, praise or anything like that, right? Good girl, right? So this is the basic level. So this is the level that most dog owners are stuck. They can't tell their dog to sit. They can't tell their dog to stay, and the dog moves right away, right? Breaks the command as soon as they say stay, or they don't use the stay command um, properly, or um, in a way that is more beneficial to you and to your dog, right? So we have to accomplish basic obedience. So basic obedience is Annie, sit. Stay is that you're going to be staying in front of your dog. You're going to ask your dog to sit. The sit command has to be accomplished, first of all. That means as soon as you say sit, your dog sits. Now the stay, what happens is you can teach the dog to stay, which means don't move from this position, which is the sits position. Don't move for maybe a minute or 2 or 3 or 4 or maximum 5. So that's the basic obedience level, right? So you stay until 5 minutes, and then you release the dog. And okay, good girl, yes. And then reward the dog. Very simple, but yet very complicated and hard for most dog owners to do this. The reason for that is because you don't do it enough, or you haven't learned how to do it properly with your dog. Therefore, what happens is your dog struggles, doesn't listen, you don't get the results that you want, so it doesn't help you in any ways. A side note that I want to share with you is that when we train a dog the basics in 5 levels. The intermediate level in 5 level, intermediate level in 5 levels as well, the advanced level in 5 level. So what I mean by that, so we are at home now. This is where Annie is familiar with. They're very comfortable, knows all the sounds and smells of the house. So this is level 1 where we teach the basics of the dog training, basics, and we practice this as much as we can. Next, we after she has accomplished this level, we go to next level, which is the backyard. We start practicing in the backyard. So today I can't train her in the backyard and film it because it's a cold, snowy day out there. We're in area that it has snowed and it's cold, so I'm not doing it there. So after I have accomplished second level, I'll go to third level, which is in front of our house, right? And then fourth level is on the streets, and then fifth level is at the dog park or park, right? So many dog owners, they either skip level 1 and go to the dog park and start training the dog there and expect the dog to learn and respond and get results. That's one of the common mistakes that dog owners make. Or they start teaching the dog at home, thinking that, oh, the dog listens a little bit, so I'm gonna go and do it in the yard, in the park, at the park. So they skip all the middle parts, which is the backyard, front yard, and the street, and go straight to the dog park. So what happens is the dog doesn't learn, doesn't understand what really it is. So that's another mistake. Okay, you have to learn that you have to teach the dog in several levels. You can't just teach the dog at home and expect the dog to learn everything, or teach the dog in the backyard and then expect magic to happen. So what you want to do is go through these levels too, right? I know it seems and sounds like a lot of work, but that's something that I can help you with. Side note, another side note, I have a program that I help dog owners go through all these process calmly, easily, peacefully, relaxed, with a good plan. I call it Perfect Dog Plan. The program name is Perfect Dog Plan. I help and coach dog owners to teach them all these things in a very sophisticated yet calm and very doable format. And I coach dog owners and help dog owners to achieve the goals that they want. So if you want to learn more, I have a link in the description. Go ahead and check it out later after this video. So we have to understand that we have to train the dog at home, backyard, front yard, street, and park after. But the other thing also you have to learn is that you have to make sure that your dog knows everything that you say. So for example, as I said, obedience is something that we are teaching a new way of communication with our dogs. So it's a new way of, it's a new language that we're teaching our dogs, right? So I don't know about you, but if you have learned a new language, you have to practice it to the point that it becomes one with your head and your mind and your emotions and feelings. So if you're learning, so English for me is third language. So it has become a normal, natural language for me, right? To the point that I think in English and I express in English, right? So obedience also has to be inputted in your dog in a way that the dog knows exactly what it means. You can't expect the dog to not know exactly what it is. For example, Annie over here, Annie sit. So you see when I say sit, she sits. right? So that means that she knows what sit means, right? So when I say Annie down, she knows what down means, right? But the thing is, I had to give the signal, right? But you have to get to that point that when you say sit, stay, down, without using hands and gestures and things like that, your dog has to respond to that. And if you can't get that, that means your dog is not trained yet. So I know it's a lot of pressure, it's a lot of information, but that's the reality of dog training. And that's where you have to get into, right? So, for example, good girl, Annie. So I'm going to remove her. I'm going to ask her to sit, stay. Now I'm teaching her to stay, for example, right? She knows the sit. The next command that we teach is stay. So I'm going to give a clear, um, objective, clear communication to my dog that I want her to stay. So what that means is, Annie, stay. So she lied down, which that's not what I want. I want her to sit and stay. So I'm going to move her. No punishment. You don't punish your dog because they did that. What you do is you just redo it. You make it clear. My communication wasn't clear. Annie, stay. Okay. Now, this clear communication should motivate my dog to uh, give the behavior that I want. So make sure that you're saying your dog's name and you're saying stay. This is the stay hand signal and verbal cue. So name of the dog, command, hand signal. So Annie, stay. That's how it means. That's clear communication that I don't want you to move. So if I move and she moves, that means she hasn't understood what exactly stay means. Thank you for making mistakes so I can point things. So Annie over here. So I'm going to make it clear. Annie sit, Annie stay. Nope. So she lie down. Again, I don't want her to lie down. I want her to sit and stay. Annie sit, stay. So if I move, is she going to move? Oh, she's not moving, which is good, right? We're getting somewhere. So what that means is we're saying to our dogs, sit and stay in that position. Don't move a muscle until I have given you the release command. That's the goal of the training, right? So if my dog moves, you see, she moves, right? That means she doesn't know exactly what is going on. What's the communication? The communication is broken here, right? So this is why you don't get the results that you want. So we have to clear the communication. So the way you clear the communication is this. So Annie, come. Annie, sit. Annie, stay. You make sure that at least she stays for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute or so. And then you give her the cue or the command for release, which is Annie, okay. So you see, as soon as I give the release command, then she moves. So she says, oh, if this human says sit and stay means sit and stay, don't move a muscle, and I can't move a muscle until he gives me the signal for release, right? So that's the idea here. So let me just quickly check the chat area, see if there's any questions that I can help while we are dealing with this. Gold Minor Jam says, good morning, Sarah. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Eric Mayer says, what tips do you have for when a dog is stressed? She knows her commands, but sometimes if she's stressed out in public, say she won't respond to treats or love. Very good question. So, Eric, this is why I'm saying, if your dog is getting stressed out there and is not listening to you because you haven't accomplished level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're saying that your dog, she listens to commands, but I'm guessing she listens to your commands in the house, yet is not perfect either. So what I mean is, do you think that when you say stay, she stays? I just told her to stay, but she moved, right? She knows stay, but she has no idea what stay means. So we have to accomplish all the cues: come, sit, stay, heel, sit, stand, all those commands 100% to the point that it becomes a normal language for the dog. So one of the things that you can test the dog is Annie, down. So she's not facing me, but I'm saying down, and she goes down, right? And then she's over there. If I say Annie, come, does she come? Luckily, she didn't come, which is very good. As I said, I don't want her to be perfect today, and luckily she's not perfect because she's distracted with a few things in here. This is first time that I'm doing a session here, so there are lots of sounds and things happening here, so she's getting distracted. So very good, she's not listening. So if she doesn't come, what do? I'll try 3 times. Here's, for example, Annie, come. Annie, come. 3rd time. So why did she come the 3rd time? Because my communication was clearer, not angry or firmer or aggressive. It was clearer, right? So when I said, Annie, come, she came, right? Because she said, oh, that's a clear communication. So the reason your dog gets stressed and doesn't respond, Eric, for example, or anybody else who's watching this video that doesn't respond to your command outside, right, is because, first of all, you haven't accomplished the basics yet. Your expectations are way too high. You're expecting your dog to understand everything in here, and then you're expecting your dog to respond to you outside, where she is distracted with all kinds of things, including dogs, right? So you haven't accomplished level 1, which is at home. Not many dog owners, they do that. They don't accomplish 100%. So what I mean by that is, can you ask your dog to do things without treats, without any rewards and anything like that? So here it is. The reward is away. So can I get results from my dog at home, right? Without rewarding, without giving treats, or without giving love or anything like that. So let me see. Annie, come. Annie, sit. Annie, stay. So I'm getting some form of good results here, right? I'm gonna go over here, or over here. Annie, come. Good girl. Yes. Annie, sit. Annie, down. Stay. So am I getting good results? Yes, in a way. I'm getting good results, right? But I still need more improvement. I have to get this 100%. What you just saw for you could be 100%, but for me, that's not 100%. For me, that was 85%. We're still not 100%. Why? Because there are so many things that I have to clean up before I even get 100%. What you just saw wasn't 100%, believe it or not. Do you agree that what you just saw was 100% or not? Let me know in the comments area. What you just saw, was it, in your opinion, 100% or not? Did I accomplish complete control over my dog in this environment? Let me know in the chat area if you agree or not. I would be very curious to know. But most dog owners, they would say, I would say, I'm guessing that you would say, well, that was perfect. If my dog just does that, that would be awesome. So let's say that that was 100%. I have to do the same thing, be able to do the same thing when I'm in the backyard. If I can't get the same results that I want in the backyard, then I won't even try to ask my dog to listen to me in the park. Park is the last level. That's the last spot. The street is the fourth spot. The front yard is the third spot. Backyard is second, and the house is first, right? So if I haven't accomplished the first level, how am I supposed to accomplish the fifth level? That is too much, too fast, too much information for my dog. And Eric's question was that my dog gets stressed. And believe it or not, most dogs, when they are outside, outdoors, they tend to be stressed naturally. There is a light level of stress in most dogs outside. Why? Because animals are very connected to nature. They are more connected to nature than humans. And when you are in your environment and you're familiar with your environment as a dog, when you're in your environment, which is the outside, right, it automatically connects you to fear, flight, and danger. That's natural for a dog to feel that way because naturally they are in their instincts is that outside in the outdoors on the streets there is danger, there are things that want to kill me, there are things that they want to hurt me, and I also need to survive in this environment. You understand that? So automatically your dog is going to have stress when it's outside, no matter how good or what breed of dog you have. Now, if your dog doesn't have a support system, which is you, that it can help this dog to overcome these challenges that is facing out there, then that causes another layer of stress to the dog. Now, the dog, if you don't have communication with your dog and you're trying to stop your dog from misbehaving, so called, then you're adding more stress to your dog because you're probably pulling the leash, tugging the leash, going crazy. You're nervous, you're stressed, and all that, and you're adding another layer of stress to your dog. So you are causing a lot of stress to happen to your dog. It's not that it's your fault, you're kind of helping your dog to get to that level. So I suggest you to improve everything that you can. And one of them is just this communication and training that you can do with your dog is to go through this process of training a dog who can understand what your needs its needs are and provide those needs, and then teach it to survive in this environment of living with humans and living in the cities and living in the parks and outdoors. It's a very challenging life for dogs, believe it or not. In the background, that's what is happening. So To improve all those, you have to bulletproof your training, right? So the way you bulletproof the training is you start the basics at home, accomplish to the 100% level, then go backyard, front yard, street, and then the park. If you're struggling with your dog at the park, try to avoid going to park for the next month or so, and try to improve all these levels till you get to the park. If the park is causing stress and anxiety in you and your dog, I suggest you not to go to the park so you're not adding layers of stress and anxiety to your dog, and instead improve everything else. It's not going to kill your dog, it's not going to ruin your dog, it's not going to cause additional problems. You're actually, if the dog is getting stressed on the streets, on the walks, in the parks, if we don't take the dog there, we're reducing the stress. Common sense, right? So, why are we stressing our dogs by taking our dogs to the dog park or a park or streets or anywhere that your dog gets stressed, and then expect the dog to not be stressed or to behave normal, right? So it won't happen. It won't happen. You have to be logical and do the proper way. So I'm going to continue on training, but let me just go through the questionnaire one more time. That is funny. No, no thanks. I don't want to get to that position. No prime minister for me. So Cynthia is here. Thank you for being here, Cynthia. Appreciate your attendance here. So Cynthia is one of the members of the community of the YouTube channel. Thank you for supporting me and appreciate your support. Sarah, what does it mean when I give your dog a sit command, but he sit very slow? Is he being disrespectful? No, it's not that. That's a good question. It's not that your dog is being disrespectful. I want you to understand that if a dog is doing that, that means it doesn't know what it means actually. Again, you have to make sure that your dog knows the language clearly. So, one of the languages, for example, that I know is Greek. I used to speak Greek fluently, but because I haven't practiced it for many, many years, I've started to lose it. I've started to forget it. I'm not using it. So if somebody speaks to me in Greek, for me it's like they ask me in Greek like, "How are you?" and I have to think about it. What is it? Yes, I'm fine. So I have to think it through for a few seconds or a minute till I figure out what the answer is and then give the answer. So it's the same thing with the dog. You're saying, Rover, sit. And Rover says, what is sit? How do I respond to that? It takes a few seconds for them to figure out. That means they have either forgotten what it means, or they don't know what it means, right? So when I say nothing happens, right? But if I say sit, she sits right away, in a way, right? So that means she's clear, she knows what sit is. So I'm going to reward her because she sat, right? So that's what it is. It's not that they're disrespecting, it's just that they're not clear. So that's why you have to clarify this command inside of the house until it becomes normal for the dog. Thank you for the question. Discountment company is saying, I have had my fearful dog to a behaviorist trainer at my house and at her studio for the day. I have trained hours inside of the house, walking, etc. He does not want to sit. I taught him to stay. So your dog is fearful. that's one of the things that you have to realize, that that's the reason, first of all, that is making you get stuck in the first level, which is you're saying, at home I'm not able to get my dog to sit or even listen or stay or anything like that, right? The reason for that is because your dog is fearful. Why is your dog fearful? I don't want you to tell me the story. We don't need to know the story, background story. Many dog owners are stuck on the story. My dog has been abused, or this happened, or that happened. That's something that you have to realize, that if there is a situation like that, that your dog is fearful or sensitive, basically what it means is your dog is sensitive. That's what I meant. What it means is your dog is trying too hard to connect with you in deeper level, but probably you're not using the right energy and right method and right form of communication and connection to your dog. When you have a fearful dog, you want to make sure that your dog learns in a calm state of mind. If your dog is in fearful mode, that means is stressed, is anxious, that means it can't learn. And no matter what you do, your dog doesn't learn because it's fearful, and the mind is flooded with fear, anxiety, stress, and all kinds of negative energy. So you have to bring your dog in a positive state of mind and then teach the dog. So what I mean by that is, believe it or not, Annie was a rescue dog. She went through a lot of trauma as well. And throughout the years, I have helped her to overcome that anxiety and stress. And she's a happy go lucky, positive energy type of girl, type of dog. And that is because I have tapped into play and praise. And when you tap into play and praise reward system, you're sharing positive energy and you're creating positivity throughout the whole day and life of the dog. And when you create that, teaching becomes piece of cake. So Annie, sit, good girl. There's no negativity. She doesn't feel that, oh, I've been I've been forced to do this. Oh, my human is scaring me or anything like that. The relationship that I have with her, believe it or not, is ridiculous. She is the spoilest dog ever, but also provide her her needs. And this, as you can see, she's always in playbook, right? Cookie, get it. Yes. And when a dog is in positive play mode, it's much easier to train it. So your task, Discount Med Company, is to change your dog's mindset from negative state of mind to positive state of mind. Then try to train your dog. Don't train your dog until you have a solid, positive, happy, fun relationship with your dog, and then teach it. You will get better results. If your dog is in fearful state of mind and is in negative state of mind, no matter what you do, your dog is not going to learn. Simply just think of it this way. If you're scared yourself, let's say I'm scared, I don't know what's going on, I'm scared, and my friend comes and says, Sorrow, can I teach you algebra? I'll say, heck no, I'm scared. I want to figure out how to get away from this situation. I don't want to learn anything. But if I'm now here now and I'm in a positive, fun state of mind, you come and teach me something, I'll learn within a second. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Eric Meyer says, great answer. Thanks. Honestly, yes, I would call that 100%. Thanks for the demonstration and for pointing this out. We will keep working on getting 100% at home. And thank you. That's great. And Cynthia says yes as well. Great. I'm glad that I'm making sense, and I'm hoping that you're getting a lot from this lesson and from this session. If you're enjoying it, first of all, give it a like to this video. Please subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't yet. And also make sure to share the channel with other dog lovers like you so I can grow my channel, and I can also spread this message to other dog lovers like you. So let me continue. One more thing that I want to teach you, okay, before we end the session. So I want to bulletproof the stay command. So you have to remember that you have to accomplish the basic first and then get it to intermediate level. The goal today is to get to intermediate level. So the way you get to intermediate level is you make sure that your dog knows the command. So name of the dog, command, hand signal. So you teach the dog those three things. Let me discount med company says, how long do you train in each session? That's a good question too. So I tend to stick within 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes is an ideal amount of time that you should be training your dog. 5 minutes is too short. 10 minutes is not enough. 15 minutes seems to be the ideal time that you can train your dog. Because if you train your dog less than that, you don't get the benefits that you need. And if you train your dog more than that, you're overstimulating your dog. And then it becomes negative. So the joy falls apart. So, but if you're using play and praise as a reward system, believe it or not, you can go all day long because it never ends. Happiness, joy, fun never ends. And this, I can do this all day long. And he said, and he stay, I can do this all day long because we're having fun. This, yes, stimulates the dog, over exercises the dog, yes. But also what it does, it keeps my dog in a positive state of mind and keeps it become fun, right? I wouldn't do more than 15 minutes, but I'm just saying you can do it all day long if you want, but I don't suggest you to do that, right? But yeah, 15 minutes should be enough. Uh, Eric says the comparison to learning or forgetting a different language like Greek is brilliant. Thanks. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that it made sense. I'm glad that it made sense. You know, all the time I'm trying to figure out how do I explain certain things for everybody to understand, and that's a great uh, accomplishment for me that has taught me that it does make sense. So thank you very much. Thank you for rewarding me. Actually, you see, when I'm teaching, for example, and I get a reward, I want to teach more. That's what it is. When you train your dog with fun, play, and praise reward system, your dog wants to learn more. So let's accomplish the stay command in the intermediate level. The way we do is name of the dog, command, hand signal. We make sure that the dog stays, and then the only way that the dog is going to break this command is by giving her the release cue, which is Annie, okay. That's the only time that she can break the command. Okay, that's the rule we're going to set. We're going to make sure that she sits, she stays, and she only breaks the rule or breaks the command is when I give her the cue, which is Annie, okay, right? That's the only time. And then I'm going to reward her. So many people, they use treats and reward the dog after or before or during the command. That's very confusing. You reward the dog only if the dog gives you the behavior. Okay. And you see me that I'm not rewarding her as often and as much as I'm supposed to. That's because she's trained, right? But if you're training, you should be rewarding your dog after your dog gives you the behavior. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, Annie, stay. And she can't move unless I've given her the cue, which is her name and okay, right? So if she moves, nope, I'll correct her. Nope. So no becomes a correction word. It means if you move, you'll be corrected. You won't get the opportunity to play with the toy. So nope. You see it? So now she's saying, huh, if I don't move, good things may happen. Good girl. And then I reward her for not moving. Do you see how simple, how easy, and how fun training can be? If you tap into play and praise reward system, and if you do a simple way of training your dog, it doesn't have to be complicated, right? So Annie, come. Annie, bring it. Okay, good girl. Nice. So one more time. Let me show you. Annie, over here. Sit. Nope. 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 What? Correction because she lied down. Sit. Stay. Wow, she's not moving. I can tap dance. I can go crazy. I can do crazy stuff. She's not moving. Unless I tell her, Annie, okay. And then she moves. Right? So that becomes her logic. Huh. I can't move unless the human has given me the cue of moving, right? The stay or release command. So one more time. Annie, sit, stay, move around, right? She can't move, right? Until I give her the cue of you can move. Annie, okay, good girl. And then I reward her. Why do I reward her? Because she did exactly what I asked her to do. I'm not rewarding her before, not rewarding her during the training, teaching. I'm rewarding her after, right? And if you keep your dog in a positive state of mind, everything else becomes easy. So one of the games that she likes is tug of war, and I can stop the tug of war simply by saying, Annie, nope. Annie, nope. 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 Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Then she can get it. So you have to teach your dog what you want. Sarah, one of my students is here. Thank you for being here. I'll see you later. Sarah, it's been very interesting and helpful. I'm so glad to see you and have this feedback as well. Thank you. Stock Dog Trainer is in the house. Thank you for being here. I have border collies that work. I need a lie down and stay, but no hand signals and no praise. Just need them to do it. I start out like you, but move on to doing nothing but releasing the pressure. Okay. When you talk about pressure, I'm not sure what you're talking about pressure, but if I want my dog if I want to teach, here's another thing. for everybody to learn. So we start with very basic, clear communication. So name of the dog, command, hand signal, any sit. We do this hand signal. We're making sure that the dog sits, stay, any stay, and we give all these hand signals and all that, right? The way you get to the point that you don't have to use hand signals and verbal cues anymore is that you start testing your dog and improving the techniques. So here's what I mean. So Annie over here. So I'm gonna give the command of sit and stay without my verbal cues, without my verbal cues. Okay, so I just told her to sit and stay. I'm doing this, and I'll release her without verbal cues. So that's one thing that you have to start teaching your dog to start implementing this as well. Now, I'm going to do the same thing, but only with my verbal cues. Annie, so no hand signals, no nothing like that. Annie, sit. Annie, stay. So I'm not using hand signals or anything like that. Annie, okay. So that was just just the verbal cues. That's how you start fading out the hand signals and verbal cues to the point that you can do this. You see it? It's very subtle, right? It's very subtle. That means you get to the point that the dog says, I know exactly what you mean, what you're saying. You don't even have to say it anymore. Just feel it, right? Like, Annie, nope. 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 I want her to sit. Let's see if she's going to get to that point. Annie, nope. 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 Okay, snap of a finger got her to sit, right? So you have to be that connected to your dog, that you know your dog very well and your dog knows you very well, and then you start adding all those challenges, right? So as I said, many dog owners, they go too fast. They go from puppy basic level to a little bit of basic, and then boom, they take it to the next level, level 5, which is way ahead, so you don't get the results that you want. Thank you for the question. You learned stay very quickly. Very good. Very good. That's good. Just improve that more. Improve it more. Eric says the fun never ends. Thanks, Sarah. Exactly. If you do tap into play and praise reward system, fun never ends. Yes. Discount Matt says, yes, that makes sense. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. John the Beagle that says, damn it, Rue was getting good at this before I lost her to a snake the other day. I'm so sorry, John, for you to hear that what you went through. Unfortunately, many people don't know what happened. John is one of my students, and her Beagle, Rue, the picture that you see in his profile, that was Rue. Unfortunately, she got bit by a snake the other day and unfortunately passed away. It's very hard. It's very hard. I'm so sorry, John, and I'm glad that you're here and you're sharing this with us. Side note, dog owners, everybody, especially Beagle owners, be very careful with your dogs. get to know your dog in a level that you know exactly what to expect and what to do with your dog. Don't have them off leash in an environment that you're not 100% sure that it's safe and secure for your dog. That's an unfortunate um, incident. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you very much for the tip. I really appreciate that. Sorry, you are a wonderful teacher. Supporting your channel is awesome. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you. I love the tailbag. Yes, she's always in good mood. Yes. Stock dog trainer. The pressure is when your dog stays and you release it with the toy. I release pressure by asking for a flank or a walk up. Pressure is also keeping the dog from doing what it wants. I see. Okay, I get it. I see it. That's a very good point. Yes. Sorrow, I have to leave now. Sorrow and the chat family, have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it for being here. Uh, Shocking. Stock dog trainer says, thank you for helping people make happy dogs. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. And this company says, thank you. Been doing about 10 minutes as she gets so distracted. Yes, 10 minutes. Kick it to 15 minutes would be better. Nothing is keeping me down. I know rule every mood and move. Yes. Yes. I will be getting another dog. Not sure what kind or when. It's too fresh. Yes. Take your time. Mourn first and then make that decision. I'm here to support and help you, John. Well, thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's session. By the way, if you need additional help and support, make sure to go to my website and set up a free. I offer this for free for a limited time coaching session that I'm going to dive in deeper to get to know you and your dog and see if I can help you and see if you're going to benefit from my program and my service that I provide. If you're interested in it, go ahead and check it out. My links in the description or my website and set up. There's a link there that you can book a free coaching session with me. And then you can have the magic and the life that you want with your dog. I will help you to get there. And the goal and the purpose of these sessions and these trainings and these lessons that I do is to give you a lot more information, give you additional support and help so you can vision what you can do and the possibilities of your dog, which are amazing. Dogs are amazing, right? If you do the right thing with your dog, approach it the right way, there will be even more amazing. And I hope you got something out of this live session. I think I answered all the chat questions. If I didn't, I'm going to go back and read and answer them in the comments area. If you enjoyed this video today, give it a like, comment below your question, comment below that you love this, what your expectations were from this live session, and if you got something out of this session. Thank you very much. I'll be back next week with a new video, and I will see you then. And have fun with your dog, okay? Enjoy your session. Enjoy your day, actually. I'll see you next time.